Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV, and I'm sorry if the camera looks a little different. I'm actually using my phone, which is fucking insane. I did not know you could do this, but on OBS you can actually use your phone to record videos. I have left my webcam at home, so we're just having to improvise here. I'll stop talking if my phone starts lagging. But we have a... Okay, I don't know how this is going to go, but we have NFL action for week 1. We have some games to talk about. We are here. NFL is back week 1. I got my Lucas Van Ness jersey. You can see here. I'm not going to turn around and show the back because I might fuck up my whole setup if I even move from this spot. But all of the close games, there were a couple of games that weren't very interesting, were like double-digit plus games. I'm not going to talk about those. I'm sorry if this camera angle is a little weird, by the way, but we're just going to kind of go ahead and get through some of these games. I think without further ado, we can go. Again, there were a lot of pretty good games on this week, a few kind of blowouts. I'm not going to talk about my Packers, by the way, because they handled business pretty well in the Lions, and we have plenty of blockbuster games to talk about. So I think without further ado, let's get it going. I think we can start off with what started the week off on Thursday, where we had the Cowboys and the Eagles. This is division week, so a lot of division rivals are taking place. I mean, you have the defending champions Eagles. They beat the Cowboys by 4. This was a wild season opener, a lot of lightning delays. That was pretty frustrating. Jalen Hurts shrugged on a touchdown celebration and did his best to be like Mike. You know, he signed with Jordan. That's kind of funny. But I'm not going to lie, I was actually pretty impressed with how the Cowboys played in this game. And I mean, looking at the box score, Dak Prescott threw 21 for 34. You get Jalen Hurts going 19 for 23. But I guess with Jalen Hurts, it was really the run game, scoring 2 rushing touchdowns. And Javonte Williams also had 2 rushing touchdowns, which sadly he was on my bench in fantasy. CeeDee Lamb, I mean, obviously I had some debates with people on TikTok about like, oh, CeeDee Lamb dropped a bunch of passes, but it's fine because he had 7 catches, 110. He still kind of cost them the game. And holy shit, I don't know what happened to Devonta Smith or AJ Brown, but an unlikely candidate in Jahan Dotson had 3 catches for 59 yards. So that's crazy. Zach Bond played some really good defense. I knew he was going to be good going into the season for the Eagles, so there's that game. Talking about the Friday game between the Chiefs and the Chargers, I know I do sound like a Chiefs hater all the damn time, but I'm just tired of this fucking nonsense. I'm tired of this bullshit ass thing. But Justin Herbert outduels Patrick Mahomes. He hopes the Chargers beat the Chiefs by 6 in that Brazil game, the infamous Brazil game from last year where my Packers actually went against the Eagles and a bunch of injuries happened. That field looks slicker than it did before. Yeah, Justin Herbert finished off the Los Angeles Chargers season opening victory in style. Dope little slide for the first down. He played fantastic. It's a great season we're going to have ahead of us for Justin Herbert. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes made some pretty good plays. I mean, trucking people and stuff, and just not a lot of energy coming from this Chiefs team. I don't really know how to feel about this Chiefs team this season. I'm very uncertain about it. But I mean, Patrick Mahomes, people can hate on him all they want, but I mean, 24 for 39, 258 yards and a touchdown, and his receivers were dropping passes. Like fucking Travis Kelce could have had a touchdown and they could have won the game. But anyway, Justin Herbert had an MVP caliber performance. I mean, 25 for 34. He threw 318 yards, had 3 touchdowns. He played phenomenal. Not a whole lot going on anywhere else. Patrick Mahomes, 6 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown as well. I think he played damn near at an MVP level in this game. There just wasn't much he could do. Hollywood Brown played okay. I guess he had 10 catches. Quentin Johnston, though, that's a guy that really shocked me. 5 catches, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. He really showed out. And on the defensive end, not a whole lot going on. So let's move on. Well, we obviously have the Monday games still, but let's start off our Sunday slate, shall we? The Cardinals and Saints, as Kyler Murray throws 2 touchdown passes, helps the Cardinals hold on by 7. The Saints head coach Kellen Moore made his debut, so this is obviously not like a telling of how good the Saints are going to be. They got to get used to the new personnel and stuff. Kyler Murray did feel ill going into this game, which was kind of an interesting development, but he came out and played pretty good. He threw 21 for 29 and 2 touchdowns, and there you have it. Pretty good game here. Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously had a touchdown, and he played really good. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a fantastic game. He had 5 catches, 71 yards and a tutty. Trey Benson had a 52-yard run. That's a guy that's been kind of bouncing around the league ever since he started. Kyler Murray gave it to James Conner, just utilizing all the offense, and they came up with a victory. Spencer Rattler threw 27 for 46, but didn't really see much else out of it. Shout out my boy Alvin Kamara. He got in the end zone for my fantasy, so that was cool. I'm still going to lose. Trey Benson played pretty good for the Cardinals, though. 8 carries for 69 yards. That can really show like a dual threat at the running back position in that backfield. Not a whole lot going on here. Cameron Jordan is still in the league, which is insane. Really good defense out of Budda Baker, especially for the Cardinals, just tracking down again and again. There you have it. Let us skip ahead a little bit and talk Raiders-Patriots, which actually had the same exact final score, which I think is absolutely incredible. Geno Smith passes for 362 yards and a touchdown. I will say Geno Smith knows how to get the ball down the field. It's not always going to be like touchdown after touchdown. He can get it going. In his Raiders debut, Vegas thwarts the Patriots. They won by 7, with his team leading by 10 points and facing a long third down late in the fourth. Geno Smith was calm and poised. He's obviously a pro quarterback, so really good games and stuff. You have Ashton Jeanty getting his first NFL touchdown. That was pretty awesome. Drake May made a few mistakes, threw some picks, kind of cost him the game a little bit. I mean, he was going against some tough defensive backs. I mean, Polamalu is no guy to sneeze at. Dante Thornton Jr. had a nice catch. It's going to be a very interesting season for that Raiders squad. Demario Douglas had a touchdown. There you go. Geno Smith, 24 for 34. He threw a pick, but he also threw 362 yards and a touchdown. Kind of just outplayed Drake May, who threw 30 for 46 with a touchdown. He threw a pick. Not a whole lot going on in the run game. Again, Ashton Jeanty got that touchdown. Brock Bowers had 5 catches for 103 yards. I do think he got hurt. I don't really know how that's going to go for them, but like I said, he might be one of the better tight ends we've ever seen in this game already. Ute for the Patriots. He's always been a pretty good player. 103 yards receiving off of 6 catches. I mean, man, Max Crosby. The Raiders have Devin White. Those two really spearheading a fantastic defensive effort. Up next, we're going to talk about easily one of my favorite games of the week, Steelers-Jets. Don't worry, we have more to come, but Steelers and Jets. Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdown passes in his Steelers debut. 2-point comeback win over the Jets, and yeah, Aaron Rodgers was absolutely incredible this game. 22 for 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. He still has it in him. It's actually unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers turned back the clock with a vintage performance in his Steelers debut that featured big throws, no turnovers, and a late victory comeback performance. Again, this was a great game. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey and Garrett Wilson, there was that whole thing with them going at it. That was pretty entertaining, and Jalen Ramsey seemed to win the day. Chris Boswell has his issues, but that's fine. Getting into kind of just the performances, I think Justin Fields played great as well. 16 for 22, 218 yards and a touchdown. Kept it simple, which might have cost them the game, maybe. I don't know. Breece Hall, right on the ground, 19 carries, 107 yards. I think without a doubt in my mind, this Jets team actually played pretty damn good. I mean, you even have Garrett Wilson going 7 catches, 95 yards and a touchdown, and he was battling against DK throughout the game, who had 4 catches for 83 yards. There's that game. Holy shit, we still have 6 games to go. This is going to be a long video, I'm pretty sure. I need to kind of work on cutting these down a little bit. Getting into Bengals and Browns, the Bengals defense leads the way to a 1-point win over the Browns in their opener. DJ Turner and the Bengals defense heard the narrative throughout the offseason that they were mainly the reason why Cincinnati missed the playoffs last season, and they decided to do something about it. Really fun game here. Obviously, Joe Burrow finding Noah Fant, and Joe Burrow, not the greatest game. I mean, 14 for 23 yards and a touchdown, but you still have that. Andrew Schmidt missed a go-ahead field goal for the Browns. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Joe Flacco threw some interceptions. I mean, he played okay. 31 for 45. He threw a touchdown, threw 2 interceptions. Definitely not the Joe Flacco that we saw last year. Myles Garrett sacked Joe Burrow on back-to-back plays, which is actually fucking unbelievable. That huge contract that he signed still wasn't enough to win the game. And obviously, just looking at some of the other players on the football field, you have Chase Brown getting in the end zone. You have T. Higgins going 3 catches for 33 yards. You have Jerry Jeudy going 5 catches for 66. And, I mean, Trey Hendrickson played really good on the edge, too. Up next, let's talk Buccaneers-Falcons. Another really good game from this early slate. The Buccaneers ride 2 touchdown catches by rookie Emeka Egbuka to a dramatic 3-point win over Michael Penix and the Falcons. I mean, yeah, man, Emeka Egbuka, 4 catches, 67 yards and 2 touchdowns in his NFL debut. And another young guy we can kind of look at is Michael Penix Jr., who threw 27 for 42, 298 yards and had a touchdown. I mean, he played pretty damn good in his first, official starting season for the Falcons. Another visit to Mercedes-Benz Stadium produced more lasting memories for Emeka Egbuka. As you guys know, he played in the national championship last year. He knows what that stadium is like. Really good game, though, overall. Again, Emeka Egbuka played great. Younghoe Koo, as prolific of a kicker in this league as he is, he missed a potential game-tying field goal for them, so that's unfortunate. Michael Penix put it on the line as well. Great running, just great playmaking from him. Just kind of talking about Baker Mayfield, he played really good as well, finding guys like Bucky Irving and just utilizing the offense for touchdowns. Baker Mayfield, pretty good game, 17 for 32, 3 touchdowns, and he also had 5 carries for 39 yards, so he did a little bit of everything for them. Just kind of looking around. Bijan Robinson, fuck you, man. 6 catches, 100 yards, and a fucking touchdown. You're a goddamn running back. Whatever, man. Hassan Reddick, a really good addition for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense as well. Next up, let's talk about them Niners and the Seahawks game. My uncle was texting me, oh, we barely won the game. I guess a win's a win, but at the cost of a lot of things. Third stringer Jake Tongue's late touchdown catch gives the Niners a 4-point win over the Seahawks. When Brock Purdy commanded the huddle ahead of the San Francisco 49ers final drive, he provided made a clear message to third string tight end Jake Tongues and the rest of the offense. And just speaking on Brock Purdy, I mean, 26 for 35, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions, which he's going to have to work on, but there's that. Really good game here. Again, a fumble recovery as well. Their defense played really good this game. I mean, we're talking the Fred Warner, Nick Bosa combo. I mean, how could you not? It's great. Brock Purdy played great. Him and Jake Tongues made that connection. Ernest Jones, the fourth, had an interception on Brock Purdy, so that was crazy. But 2 interceptions this game, it's fine. Shout out to Zach Charbonnet. He actually got in the end zone. He tied it up. He actually played some pretty good football today, but it is what it is. They weren't able to get the win. Sam Darnold threw 16 for 23. You get a 4-catch, 108-yard game for Ricky Pearsall, who's supposed to be their next big guy, and it's kind of looking like it. He went up against Jackson Smith-Njigba as well, who had 9 catches, 124 yards. That guy is going to be a fucking stud in this league, let me tell you. 3 more games to talk about, and by the way, do you guys like me wearing college jerseys? I kind of want to rock them. I fuck with them heavy. But getting into this Titans-Broncos game, we get to see Cam Ward's debut, and the Broncos spoil it, obviously. They get an 8-point win over the Titans, and just kind of analyzing it, Cam Ward, I don't know, Cam Ward kind of played like shit. Obviously, he's a rookie, but it's fine. Denver's ferocious defense played really well, especially with the addition of Talanoa Hufanga, who's going to continue to make a difference for this team. And not a bigger fan than Bo Nix, who honestly didn't play the greatest. 25 for 40, he threw a touchdown, but he threw 2 interceptions. So he was very reliant on their defense to win this game. Pretty good football played. Obviously, Jonah Ellis had a sack on Cam Ward, so that's great. Roger McCreary had a crazy interception for the Titans. Cam Ward was getting roughed up this game. J.K. Dobbins got a touchdown, so that's kind of cool. But looking at things, Troy Pollard, he played okay. He had a 29-yard reception this game. R.J. Harvey's actually a guy that the Broncos just drafted. He had an amazing game, 6 catches, 70 yards. And Cortland Sutton had 6 catches, 61 yards and a touchdown, and they were able to get the victory. Honestly, a lot of sloppy, second window games here, just talking about this Texans and Rams game. But I guess it makes up for the game we're about to talk about here in a little bit. Matthew Stafford tops 60,000 yards passing. The defense stands strong. The Rams hold off the Texans by 5. Pretty good game for Matthew Stafford, 21 for 29 through 245 yards and a touchdown. And obviously they picked up Cameron Curl. He's a great safety for their defense as well. Devontae Adams took a nasty upper body hit from Houston linebacker Henry To'oTo'o while making his first reception for the Los Angeles Rams. I forgot he just got there. Later in the quarter, To'oTo'o knocked Puka Nakua's helmet sideways with a penalized head hit. Speaking of Puka Nakua, he played great though. 10 catches, 130 yards. To'oTo'o's playing pretty dirty out there. Really good football though. Crucial turnovers late in the game. Their defense got it done. Again, shout out to Cameron Curl. Kobe Durant, interception, just rips the ball out of his hands. That was awesome. Yeah, Stafford was dropping dimes, passing it to Allen. Kyron Williams got a touchdown. Shout out to him. He played okay in this game. And here you go. Looking at CJ Stroud, 19 for 27. He threw a fucking pick though, which sucks. Higgins had 2 catches for 32 yards. I don't really know who that is, but there's that game. Let's move on to the prime time. Here we go. The game I've been waiting all recording session to talk about, and possibly game of the year. Literally in week 1, we have Ravens and Bills. Josh Allen rallies the Bills from a 15-point deficit and a 1-point season opening thriller over the Ravens. Holy fucking shit. I was texting people in group chats and stuff like, the Ravens are so fucking good, they're gonna go win a Super Bowl. But man, Josh Allen, 33 for 46, 394 yards and 2 touchdowns. What a goddamn game. Josh Allen led Buffalo to 3 scores in the final 4 minutes. The last, a 32-yard field goal by Matt Prater as time expired, and the Bills rallied from 15 points down. I thought for sure this game was over in 5 minutes, and they come back, and that's obviously super unfortunate for the Ravens' sake because they're looking to make that jump this year. It's not going to start with this. You got an absolute stunner, hit the field goal as time expired. Obviously, Derrick Henry had a great game. I mean, he had 18 carries, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But that late fumble, again, like I talked about in the Thursday night game with CeeDee Lamb, you just can't have those critical late game mistakes, and he had it. Obviously, the failed 2-point attempt added a lot of drama to it, but they got it done. And shout out to fucking Keon Coleman too, man. Tip drill touchdown. He played absolutely incredible. 8 catches, 112 yards and a touchdown. He's gonna be a beast in the league for a minute. Derrick Henry was fucking crazy nonetheless. When you look at Lamar Jackson, just some of the key performers. Lamar, 14 for 19, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 143 of those yards went to Zay Flowers through 7 catches and a touchdown. And that's fucking crazy. And shout out to Matt Milano being a huge part of the defense for the Bills and all that stuff. So that's gonna do it. We gotta cover the Monday game if it's gonna be a good one, and then that'll do it for the video. Alright, so we are back and we are here to talk about the Vikings and Bears game. So here we go. Let's talk about it. JJ McCarthy rallies the Vikings in the fourth quarter of his debut. They get a 3-point win over the Bears. This is big time. Now, I knew the Vikings stood a bit of a chance, but there was obviously some concern with JJ McCarthy. But man, the guy went out there 13 for 20, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick six, not just an interception, a pick six. His first interception in the NFL was a pick six, which is fucking crazy. JJ McCarthy's long-awaited debut for the Minnesota Vikings was looking kind of like a nightmare for a while, but the Vikings honed in and comeback victory. And I mean, for your first start in the NFL to be a comeback victory, I think that's a very good characteristic to have, and I think that's fantastic. Led him to the win. Obviously, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze had some solid connections throughout the game. Caleb Williams actually played pretty good. I mean, 21 for 35, 210 yards and a touchdown. He also had 6 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown, so he was doing a little bit of everything on the offensive end. Cole Kmet was making some catches for the Bears. JJ McCarthy doing it both. I mean, being a dual threat quarterback, that's kind of what you have to be in this league now. Running, passing, doing a little bit of everything, and throwing touchdown passes to guys like Aaron Jones, who actually ended up with 3 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown. I know Justin Jefferson fantasy owners are a little bit pissed, but JJ McCarthy back in his Michigan days was very much used to using the running back. And they also had Jordan Mason out there, played pretty good. DJ Moore had 3 catches for 68 yards. And man, you have Javon Hargrave, who's a really good D tackle on that defense, and Metellus is a great safety. So there you have it. That is going to do it for the video. I'm going to upload this to my OneDrive, and hopefully you can kind of process. I'm going to be doing this. I'm actually going to record my reaction to the Yeat and Drake song. My camera's actually doing pretty good right now, knock on wood. I think this desk is made out of wood. It might be fake, but that was kind of the action for the week. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Just kind of talk about it, have a big discussion. I don't know when this video is going to get posted. I'll try to get it out by Wednesday. I'm going to be grinding my ass off to try to get going with this, but there you have it. With that being said, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it has been your boy GCTV. I got to get going with this Yeat and Drake recording, and then I'm going to fucking bed. School has been alright. It's been going swell. If you guys ever want to talk about anything in the comments as well, let me know, how everything's going with you guys, and there you go. I appreciate your guys' support. New music's on the way, all this type of stuff. Have a good rest of your day, night, wherever you are watching. Peace.